is independent. However, it is a part of framework, but its responsibility is not involving in the communication in two-way. It is only one-way communication. It contains the data, controller will get it. That's it. That's what actually MVC architecture is. Now, in the same Angular application, Angular can use MVC and MVVM framework also. Angular can use MVVM framework also. Usually MVVM framework, Angular can use MVVM also. Simultaneously both. At the same time, it can handle in a single component, it can handle both frameworks. Actually, we say that MVW, that means model, view, and whatever. Why? Because it can handle all MVP, MVC, MVVM, like every ability is there with Angular. So what is this MVVM framework? Actually, in MVVM framework, we will have a view, and we will have view model. So we will have a view model. So and we have a model. So model contains the data. That means it contains the data. And this model data is binded with a view logic. The model data is binded with a view logic. That means you will have a logic here. View logic here. Now this view logic is binded to the view. That means what happens is now the entire communication. So the view interacts with the view model, and the view model sends the data to the model. So that means here there is no controller related logic required. The controller related logic required. Remember, this view model manages the logic and interaction, everything in the UI. UI logic. It handles everything in the UI. Now, what is advantage and drawback? Means what is advantage of MVVM? Now, very important is if everything is managed at view level, that means all the logic is at view level. View model means the logic is in the view level. View level means in HTML page level. It is in the HTML page level. That means, for example, we are having a page. So .html, and we are having .ts. Only the simple point you need to understand is this is view, and this ts is controller. That means controller contains the logic. Means in our Angular, HTML file is the view, and .ts file is the controller. Now, in a view model technique, what happens is, actually generally what happens, our logic is present in controller. This we access and use in our HTML. But in view model, the logic is maintained here itself. It is not in the controller. That means all the interactions are managed at view level only. Now, what is advantage of MVVM architecture? Advantage of MVVM architecture is all interactions managed at page level. So that means all interactions are handled dynamically at runtime. So that will be a faster in interacting. that will be a faster in interacting when compared to MVC. It is faster in interacting. Why faster in interacting it is faster. Why? Because it need not to send the instructions to controller. It will manage there itself everything. In the view itself, it will manage everything. What is problem in this MVVM is, the main issue with MVVM is, if logic and UI, everything in the page, automatically page becomes very heavy. That means it will take more time. Startup time increases. It is heavy on devices. It is heavy on browsers. And another problem is it is not loosely coupled and easily extendable. Code extensibility, it is not possible. So it is difficult to extend because everything is in UI. You have to extend the UI logic, that is difficult. So controller logic you can easily extend because it is a class. You can directly extend. You can easily extend. In the UI, it is difficult. Extensibility, dynamical handling is very difficult. This that means then when we use MVVM, when we are using interactions from the client in such a way that we don't need regular extensions in the page. So we designed and it will work in the same way every day. So regular extensions will not be inside it. So it is a simple standard functionality. In that case, better you can maintain a MVVM based interactions. No, for every few days we need to do some changes, extensions, unit testing, everything need to be supported. For extensibility need to be supported. Then you can go with MVC architecture. So MVC is good in separation. MVC is good in extensibility, right? But it is little bit slow in interactions from the user. Why it will be little bit slow in interactions from the user? Because actually it is going to handle interactions at controller level. That will take time. Whereas in the page level, it will be better. It will be better. That is what actually the concept of MVV. I will tell you one simple point here. So means to make you understand in a simple way, make more better here. Suppose we have a button. Now we have a button on click. On click is equal to, so window dot print. That is a function. And we have another, this is one method. So in this method, on button click, it will do some functionality. Okay, next. Another option is, so we have a button and on click is equal to, so function one. And this function one is written in a script. In a script, we written function one. And in the functionality is defined here. That means window dot print. So this is another technique. Can you tell me is can you tell me which one will be better? You know that one is inline, another one is code behind. Means code separated, embedded. You can see that. Which one will be better in interaction? Now both have their own points. I hope you know that. Both have their own points, right? Both have their own points, because what is advantage is inline will perform faster. Why? Because the logic is native to that particular element. Am I right? right? It will perform faster. Do you agree with that? That it is faster than the second technique? Have you ever